The City Press is reporting this morning that Deputy President Paul Mashatile believes there is a plot to oust him. The publication says Mashatile remains mum on who he believes the culprits could be, but was certain that they wanted him out as early as next month. Let's get some political analysis on this from Dr. Levy Ndou. Thank you for making time for us, Dr. Ndou. This is probably the first time we hear the Deputy President himself confirm so boldly that there are people working to oust him. He doesn't name them or say why they want him out. What do you think is at play here? Who would want him out and for what reason?
Good afternoon, Clement. Good afternoon to the viewers at home. There has been a number of developments in the media about the Deputy President Paul Mashatile, which relates in the main to his lifestyle, which relates to the people that he associates with. And of course, it has a potential to have shaken him as an individual. But also at the same time, there appears to be an element of scrutiny around Deputy President Mashatile, because he is the Deputy President of the Republic, I suppose, and also because he appears to be having ambitions to also become the President. And the unfortunate part is that there are things that the Deputy President cannot avoid, which relates to public scrutiny, which relates to people wanting to know or the kind of lifestyle that he lives, which also therefore suggests or put people in a situation where they should think deeply about their Deputy President. But there are also, at the same time, things that you cannot avoid. Politicians, in their own nature, are people that will be involved in the activities of scheming, in backstabbing, and also they live with very high suspicions because of the nature of the work that they do. Until Deputy President Mashatile is able to come out very clear and say these are the people that could be having a conspiracy to remove him, it will actually remain as a rumor. But this is a matter that we're going to be looking at it very closely, because it has the potential to negatively affect the...
And isn't it interesting, Dr. Ndou, that often political parties, in fact, refer to this, right? They are often uncomfortable with this concept of accountability. When questions are being asked about their behavior or activities, whether criminal or purely unethical, you know, they cry foul and they start claiming that they're under attack. I mean, it's happened a lot with many other politicians, including the president, right? They'll tell you, well, he's under attack, even though they're not able to tell you who, in fact, is attacking them and for what reason. All right, we seem to have lost Dr. Levy Ndou there. We'll try and re-establish that line so we can continue this conversation around what the City Press newspaper is reporting this morning. They are saying they've spoken to him, and he says, I think for the first time, he boldly says that there are people who want him out as Deputy President as early as next month. All right, let's go back to Dr. Levy Ndou. We started a conversation with him about a report in the City Press this morning about the Deputy President Paul Mashatile, who says he believes that there is a plot to oust him. There are people who are working hard to discredit him, and they want him out of that office as soon as next month. Dr. Ndou, I was asking before we got disconnected, when you spoke about the issue of scrutiny and how some politicians are uncomfortable with it. Isn't it interesting that they really are uncomfortable with this concept of accountability? When questions are being asked about their behavior or activities, whether that's criminal or purely unethical, they try and they cry foul and they start claiming that they're under attack. It's happened a lot with other politicians as well, even including President Cyril Ramaphosa.
There are things that you cannot avoid as a politician. As a politician, you want to represent the citizens, you want to lead the citizens, but also at the same time, you attract a lot of attention. some of the people that might be talking about you might be loving you or they might be hating you. But at the center of everything is that the minute you decide to become a public representative, you should always be prepared to be scrutinized and they will also be criticized. But also, at the same time, leaders are supposed to ensure that they behave and conduct themselves in a manner that is acceptable, in a manner that will bring trust to ordinary citizens, because our leaders are our own mirrors.
Just before the Nasrec conference, there were stories of how he was giving monies to women in envelopes, and then after Nasrec, there were delays with the cabinet reshuffle and rumors that the president's close allies didn't really trust him. And then we had stories about his multiple lovers, and then the stories about his close proximity to some discredited and allegedly corrupt businessmen. Do you think that the president's allies could see him as a threat?
That could be a possibility. Remember, there has been a trend and in the South African body politic and within the ANC that once you become a deputy president, the possibilities are quite high that you can end up being the president. There are those who couldn't make it to become presidents, but that trend is there. And also at the same time, at the time when Mashatile had to go to government, it was at a time when there was a huge story about Parapara and the president, and some people felt that maybe Mashatile might use that issue in order to remove the president from office. Obviously, that has been denied by both of them, but as long as the story is there, and as long as we know that politicians have got an uncontrollable desire for power, you cannot just play that story down. And of course, if indeed there are people who seem not to trust Paul Mashatile as the deputy president, they will also do whatever they could in order to frustrate his ambitions or to slow him down, so that if the time comes for him to become the president, it should actually be the right time.
There have been rumors that some people that are in Cyril Ramaphosa's close circle don't trust him. The CR campaign didn't really choose him as a running mate for the president ahead of Nasrec. But then again, I don't think you can argue that Ramaphosa wanted David Mabuza to be his deputy, but they made it work, no?
The unfortunate part is that we'll always refer to what has actually happened in the past. If you'll recall, Clement, Paul Mashatile played his cards very close to his chest, and most people did not even know where he stands. That had a potential, in my view, to frustrate many of those who were contesting for that position. And after the elections of the ANC in Nasrec, most people would confirm, or you would hear most people confirming that Paul Mashatile played his game very, very well. He calculated very well, and that is why he ended up being the deputy president. And those who still want to think that the strategies that he used might be the same strategy that he might use against the president might be correct. But unfortunately, it's a world of suspicions, it's a world of backstabbing, and everybody has to be careful in whatever he or she does.
What do these rumors and allegations, that people are out to get Mashatile do to his relationship with the president? I mean, does it matter in the bigger scheme of things?
It does. And my sense is that in a situation similar to this one, you need both the president and the deputy president to have a private discussion which will be geared towards ensuring that there is stability in the ANC and there is stability in government. You don't need a situation where the president and the deputy president are not under the same roof and they don't trust each other, because that has a potential to further disorganize the running of government. My sense is that both these gentlemen should find ways and means very immediately to iron this out so that they are able to work together as a team.
Dr. Levy Ndou, thank you for your analysis on Newsfeed PM this afternoon.